This, excuse me, this is Brother Jamal going live here on my YouTube channel. Once again, this is Brother Jamal going live here on my YouTube channel. Um, any kind of comments, any kind of feedback you want to give me, you can put it in the comment feedback box. Any kind of, as I said, any kind of comments, any kind of feedback you want to give me, you can put it in the comment section on the videos, or anything that you might want me to do a video on. Now, the last couple of videos I did, I think the last two I did, I was talking about history. And it's really important to understand that history is extremely important, especially right as we speaking with all the things that are going on. For example, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news and to the just the things that are going on in Africa, in the continent of Africa. Now you may think, well, that's them over there, and we got our problems here, because we take a real negative attitude when it comes to the brothers and sisters in Africa and in African countries, But the reason I bring it up, because Brother Malcolm, had a strong connection to the African continent. And that was for a reason, because if you go back and look at some of his videos now, one of the ones he did like in 1940, 1950, even 1960, you'll see him talking about on the videos and his talks and his speeches about when the black man around the world wakes up and realize really who his enemy is, you're going to see a whole new perspective and a whole new change. And so one of the things that we've been seeing in the African continent, you've got some black leaders in there now. There's one brother in particular, Ibrahim, I think is his last name. I'm not sure about the first name, but I know it's Ibrahim. And there's a couple other brothers who working in some of the other African countries alongside with him. And so what they have did and what they made it real clear is they want all of the colonizers, the Europeans who have been robbed and stealing from them, they want all of them out of their country. They gave them, I don't know if they gave them a deadline, but I know they said they wanted them out, all the colonizers. And they know who they are. The colonizers know who they are. They said they want them out of the country. They do not want them there because they've been robbing, stealing, murdering their people, taking all the resources all these years. And so just what Brother Malcolm talked about, there would be a new awakening among the black man around the world. And once he woke up, you were going to see he was going to have a new outlook, a new perspective on what was going on. This is what you see in the African countries. So I hope that you've been paying attention to that. And the other reason why I mentioned that too is that when Malcolm would go travel to the African countries, he always met with Patrice Lumumba in the Congo. He always met with him, That's why the CIA and the FBI and them, they murdered him, because he had a close relationship with Malcolm. And plus, Malcolm always met with him. Another brother that Malcolm worked closely with was Nkrumah, who was in Nigeria. And these are some of the people that Malcolm talked about when he came back to America. In his speeches and stuff, he talked about these brothers. Joe Kenyatta, of Kenya. There was another brother he met with and had numerous meetings with. So these individuals that Malcolm talked about and met with. Now, our connection to those countries was because of Malcolm establishing the AOU. I'm sorry, yeah, the AOU, African National Congress. Malcolm was the one that established those organizations and set them up. It was Malcolm, Brother Elijah Malik El-Shabazz, with the OAU and all of those African countries, the things that Malcolm was trying to set up are the same thing that Muammar Gaddafi was trying to establish. That's why they murdered him. So when you look at people like Patrice Lumumba in the Congo, Joe Kenyatta in Nkrumah in Nigeria, you look at Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. This is what we're talking about. I just want to bring this short message to you this morning about this and let you know that this is what's going on. And the history of this is real important. The history is extremely important. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Do the people come?
Uh-huh.
Do the people come?
I don't know. I put the thing out in the hallway. It's sitting out there.
Can you see if it's still out there?
Let me see. Let me check and see. Yeah, I put it out there some time ago.
Is it still out there?
Let me check and see. It's still out there.
It's still out there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just had a little pause there for a few minutes. Had to take care of something. But these are the kind of things that's going on in history today's time, and it has an effect on us. You might not think so, but yes, it does. It has an effect on us, and it will. Everything that happens around the world is going to have an effect on us as Black people right here in America. Every single thing. And so, I mentioned to you quite some time ago. Now, this person named Eli Mustard's in the White House. All of a sudden, they're talking about bringing the white Afrikaners, who is his people, bringing them to America. They're nothing but white supremacist Afrikaners, just like the white supremacists. That's just what they are. All of a sudden now, they're going to bring them to America. And you need to keep your eye on this. Once again, the white Afrikaners of South Africa. They're talking about, all of a sudden now they're talking about bringing them to America. All of a sudden, this dictator has been talking about deporting people. All of a sudden now, the white Afrikaners in South Africa, they see a need to bring them to America. And like I said, these are the people of Eli Musk. The same people that they're the colonizers, that they're running out of South Africa. These are some of those same people, that white Afrikaners. And all of a sudden now they're bringing them to America. They find room and they find space to bring them to America. The white Afrikaners in South Africa, who are nothing but white supremacists, that's all they are. That's the banner they fall up under. And we need to be aware of that. That's just what they are. We need to be fully aware of what they are. But we're going to continue to bring this message to you about the history. Let me also mention, last but not least, and I keep, maybe on the last 2 videos, maybe on this video, I keep mentioning this because it's extremely important that we understand the history. So many times I've seen where people have either miscommunicated or misinformed about the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party was organized, formulated by Huey Newton and Bobby Seals, Oakland, California. That's who formulated the Black Panther Party. And it wasn't formulated from anything else but the fact that there was a need in the community to establish programs. There was a need in the community because of the police oppression. There was a need to establish a free breakfast program, which the Black Panther Party was the first to do at that particular time. Nobody else had established a free breakfast program like the Black Panther Party. And it became where every chapter across the country, they established a free breakfast program to feed the kids before they went to the school. Plus, they had so many after-school programs for the Black kids. And they had a big impact on police brutality at that particular time. The Black Panther Party did. They were the ones that was monitoring the police department across this country, the Black Panther Party. So I just want to be real clear about that we need to know that the party, the BPP, had nothing to do with the gangs. It didn't stimulate from the gangs. It wasn't organized out of the gangs. The Black Panther Party came from the political oppression that was up on the Black community at that particular time. And we saw a need to organize something. And understand too, all of the party leadership, everything came out of the Black Power movement. You have to understand, that's why I say you have to understand history to know that all this connects together. When we talk about the Black Power movement, that was right along there with the Black Panther Party, all together, y'all. Wasn't no separation. So understand that the Black Power movement, it grew out of the organizing, and the groundwork was laid at that particular time to establish the Black Power movement. Out of that, we established the Black Panther Party was established out of the Black Power movement. Malcolm X was extremely instrumental in establishing all of that because he was like the father of the Black Power movement. Brother Malcolm was. So it's important to understand that, y'all. So when you hear people talking today on so many of these platforms, and they be misinformed and miseducated about what they're talking about and about the information that they're giving out, because oftentimes it's incorrect. It's not the right information. And so we see on so many of these platforms, people are giving out information about the Black Panther Party, about the movement, period. And it's incorrect, y'all. It is incorrect. We need to be clear about that. If you're going to give out some critical information like that and about that, you need to make sure that it's right, it's correct. Because otherwise, we have to go back and we don't have to go back and check it, because I'm speaking on it because that period I was involved in. That whole period I was involved in. Black Panther Party, Black Power movement, all of that I was involved in. So once again, this is Brother Jamal. I'm live here on my YouTube channel, and we'll try to put these videos out, as in many places that we can. Share them if you want to, however you want to do them. It doesn't make any difference. The main thing is getting this message of truth out and making sure that we let the people know the truth about what's going on now as it relates to history and how that has a strong tie and a strong bond with the past. We ain't talking about, this had nothing to do with slavery. This has to do with the history of what has happened, and what is happening in today's time.